What's going on YouTube? It's your boy ToffSynX, aka Toff Draws here, coming at you with a deck profile update for the regional that recently happened over at Alien Games Online. Uh, they had a remote duel regional where I got 6th place after 5 rounds of Swiss. So I'm just going to go over the deck profile and then talk about some of the matchups and like what kind of went wrong, where it did go wrong. So we played Invoked Eldlich, so obviously we start with 3 Alistair and 2 Eldlich. Kind of the standard numbers for them. I played 3 main deck Nibiru and 3 main deck Ash as my 6 monster hand traps. Um, the Ashes definitely came in clutch for a lot of stuff. Ash is just genuinely one of my favorite and best hand traps. Nib, I dropped Nib once against a Virtual World player in round one, but after round one I didn't get to play it a single time, so it was kind of it wasn't great, but it was lackluster. I expected it to not be amazing because I expected Brave to be really prevalent, but unfortunately it wasn't. And then I play Dragoon, so I have the small Dragoon package. The quirk is 2 Red Eye Fusion. I played 2 instead of 1 just because I don't mind drawing it. I've actually thought about bumping it up to 3 before, just so I do get to draw it more often. Drawing Red Eyes Fusion is definitely not the end of the world and is really good. I just don't want to draw 2 of it in my opening hand, which is why I do. Let's see. We have the 1 Terraforming, and then we have the 3 Magical Meltdown. Basically 7 copies of Alistair in the main deck, so you want to see Alistair, and Meltdown is just a really OP card. And then we have the 2 Invocation, which is pretty standard. I have 3 Super Volley as one of my main ways to break board, and it's just a great way to just use Alistair to wipe pretty much anything other than water monsters that your opponent has. And then I have the 1 Cloud by, and we have 1 Cursed Outland. Now the big thing about the Cursed Outland is that I like, and why I don't play 3 is that it's Rhoda for Eldlich, yes, but it locks you into attacking with zombies. If you don't get to an Eldlich, you can't remove it. So like if it gets Ash and you don't have an Eldlich or a way to get to it, it just kind of sucks. And then you just have to sit there and kind of, especially if you have Dragoon on the field, it's like cool. Now what? You know? Um, it's not an amazing thing to just sit on. I think it's good. I don't think it's great. So it's at 1 just for that reason. I play 3 Sanguine and 3 Conquistador. This is the last bit of the Eldritch package. I don't play Haquaro. It's not that I think it's bad. I think that Haquaro just hasn't performed in the format. Maybe going into the triple skull drain format, where like graveyard effects are going to be more prevalent. We're definitely going to maybe see a way to play Haquaro and have it be and have it perform really well. I played 2 Infirm. I don't have the third, so otherwise I'll be playing 3. I played 3 Summon Limit, which is one of the main things that is weird. I play for going first. You win the first game, if you win the die roll essentially off of it, and then like even if you're going second, you can usually manipulate your opponent into making the game go to turn 5 or 6. And then if you have Summon Limit, you're definitely getting to that point if you can manipulate to turn 3 or 4. So it becomes very it's a control. Obviously, I play control, so. And then the last 6 cards are triple strike and triple judgment. These could be forbidden droplets if you were so inclined and or rich, like I am not. So you can do that. I opted to go into Solemn Judgments. Solemn Judgment really helped. It was great. Solemn J always performs in tournaments. The biggest thing that happened that was the biggest issue for me was the side deck, and we'll talk about that when we get to it. Um, Token Artemis. is part of the first card in the extra deck that we care about. Artemis, you play because of Eldlich. Anaconda, you play because you play Dragoon. Link Spider because you play Eldlich. And BLS because you play Eldlich. Those are all your Link monsters. Pretty standard lineup. Super poly targets are Starving Venom, Mudragon of the Swamp, and Invoked Elysium. These three all performed during the sorry, I almost said YCS during the regional. So Starving Venom obviously cleared a ton of stuff. Mudragon making things untargetable was really good. So then the only hand trap that Alistair lost to was Ash, and then Invoked Elysium. Well, Invoked Elysium was mainly a thing that I started playing for Sword Soul players as a super probably target, and it's performed. Like I've summoned him off of Invocation during the tournament, and it was fine. So Invoked Magellanica, Caliga, Purgatrio, one Agoetes, two Makaba, or well yeah, one Raging and then two Makaba. So you play two light, one wind, one fusion, fire, dark, and earth. Or at least I do. Um, I use this lineup because I play Super Poly, so I need like almost every attribute but water. Was been kind of thinking about running water for some stuff, but I haven't been hit with Crooked Cook yet, so we'll see. And then one Dragoon. Dragoon, obviously. Dragoon, so there's a big argument around Dragoon versus DPE, especially with Invoked Eldlich or any Eldlich variants to begin with. I think that unless I'm Scythe locking you, um, unless I'm Scythe locking you, it does not matter if I play if I don't play DPE. And Dragoon does a lot more in terms of ending a game versus controlling a game. So I'm able to take if I summon Dragoon, not being able to be targeted, not being able to be destroyed, DPE can't out this other than like a full D hero deck, or if you Scythe lock me. So you either have to Scythe lock me, or I drop the goon and I just out your guy. So like it's good and bad. Like the pieces suck to draw. Obviously, I drew a couple of the pieces a few times during the regional. I didn't draw them a single time in the game losses that I had, but you know, uh, it was interesting. It's an interesting argument to have. Again, just because there's so much that you can talk about, like between the pieces, the card itself, its interaction with the game, how it's meta defining, etc. So the side deck we're gonna start. I have three Droll and Lockbird here. As the start. Came in. I didn't use it a single time during the regional, but it was pretty good. It's been pretty good overall. So it's just a card that I can't remove. Uh, Triple token collector or double token collector and double Lancia. Now I'm mad because I played these because I sided in token collector against Sword Soul, but I didn't see either of these two like at any point, and I wish they were like two Cosmic, two Twin, or like two Twin, Duster, and something else, because I really needed it versus the Mystic Mind matchup, and like that's what Token Collector was before, was Twin Twisters, and like I was testing out Cyclones as well with the Lancia gone, because I don't typically need Lancia, but I expected Brave Token to be very popular, and I expected PK Brave Token more than anything, and I got all sorts of players. And like these are good against Sword Soul, don't get me wrong, it's just I don't think like my deck already has a naturally good matchup against them. So Lancia is not really needed, and then Token Collector is not really needed, but it's good. So so like if I just had the Lancia out for like Twin, I think my matchup was winnable because I'm playing Eldlich. I just didn't draw Eldlich like a single time during that match, and that kind of bummed me out. We have triple Dark Ruler no more. Dark Ruler no more, just a powerful card, obviously, not really a need to explain. Evenly matched at 3. Evenly matched is going to become even more popular as the format shifts over with skill drain and stuff. Just because we're going to have Lord of the Heavenly Prison just protecting back row, so you can't really Duster or Blind Twin. And so you have to either chain directly to the skill drain or you have to evenly. So, and it's just better to do it. Red Reboot, in case I played against a trap deck. I did not play against a trap deck, so didn't side it in. And then IO, sided it in for 2 matchups, didn't see it either time, and of course those were my 2 losses. So I guess to talk about the things that I played against, round 1 was Virtual World Sword Soul. That deck, just it's kind of Brick City. Like you see one engine and not enough of the other one, and I think that's the issue with that deck, and that's why I don't like it. It does a lot when it succeeds. It just doesn't succeed often. Is the issue. The round 2 is so I 2-0'd that. Mystic Mind was my round 2, and I got 2-0'd by him because I didn't have a good side deck for it, and not drawing Eldlich game 1. Got so not drawing Eldlich game 1, and then game 2 he prohibitioned Eldlich, and I just kind of got wrecked by it. So game 3, round 3 was Sword Soul, 2-0'd that. Round 4 was Sword Soul again, 2-0'd that. And then I went 1-2 against Striker in the final round. Game 2 they couldn't out Dragoon because no targeting. And then game 3 he had the droplets and the afterburners. He had to waste a ton on it, but I was only able to get like just Eldlich out, which was the issue. Even playing around Nib, I I got Ashed on my Alistair. I had Invocation in hand. I made Purgatrio. Uh, and he didn't Lancey me, thankfully. And I made Purgatrio, made Verte, and then just made Dragoon, set 2 pass. He ashed my Sanguine. I still got the Macabre next turn, and then he just even after having no cards in hand, the Fusion Destiny was enough for him to start getting there. Um, I had the normal summon Alistair and Super Poly away for. I didn't make Caliga, did I? I think yeah, no, I think I made Caliga. I either made Caliga or I made Mudragon, and so he couldn't target and stuff. So it was an interesting game. Like game 3 was a slugfest. Game 1 he just Hulk and he just did the Hulk and the Access Code combo, um, which it got him there. So I the only person. So the Mystic Mind and Strike were my 2 losses. And genuinely, game 3 I lost because he was able to set 5 and not have to worry about anything. And then I didn't draw IO any of the games that I needed to, which was the biggest issue. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That was my deck profile. If you like this video, feel free to leave a like. Feel really free if you want to subscribe, and feel free to check out the Alien Games Online Discord where they do locals and stuff. They have a regionals coming up this Sunday. So about a couple days from now, about a week from now, yeah. And then feel free to check out the July_TCG Discord. It's where I do a lot of testing. If you want to play against me, I'm always looking for a game. So feel free to hop in there. And, we have people playing there for Master Duel. We have people there for Remote Duel. There's people who play only on DB there. So it's a nice big community with plenty of nice people. So feel free to stop by. All right. Thank you so much, and goodbye.